Hey guys, welcome to the Bandai Namco Collectibles booth. We are here at Toy Fair here in New York at the Javits Center, and we're going to talk about some amazing toys that we have coming up for 2020. We can start right here with the Micro Wars, which actually just came out right now for the Micro Wars 3. Always fun, cute, and collectible. Love it so much. Our next little box over here, which is really cool, we show the different sizes of the model kits that we have, and it's super impressive because you can see everything from the SD Gundam, real grade, high grade, master grade, all the way up to a perfect grade. All of our model kits, are super simple in the way of there's no glue or paint required. Of course, each skill set is completely different, and some of you want to customize yours to your own liking, and what one person might spend a couple hours on, another person might spend a couple years to make it extra special, and it is always appreciated. But these Gundams are absolutely gorgeous. And then our next little case over here, which is really cool, this is our Gundam Universe line. And what's exciting about this is that they're action figures. You don't have to build them. They come ready right out of the box. You can play with them, pose them, do what you got to do. Wave 1 and 2 are already out, and Wave 3 was just announced a couple of weeks ago, and we have them here on display. And that would be the Strike Gundam, the Wing Zero, and the Easy 8. And if you look closely, you'll see some silhouettes behind them for what is to come. And specifically that one in the back there, the Zaku, is one that I cannot wait for. Alright, so over here we have this amazing Hello Kitty and Gundam crossover. This kit's really exciting because if you look closely, you can look at the runners in the back and you will see that they're in the shape of the Hello Kitty. You got the head and the little bow tie there, or the ribbon rather. Just absolutely adorable. This guy is expected to come out in March, and we're very excited about it. I think everyone in the office wants to have one on their desk. And if you look over to your right, you can see that we have some classic retro consoles. These model kits do not play any games of any kind. All the fun is in building them, but they look amazing. And they were expecting those in April. Okay, over here we have our Ichiban statues for My Hero Academia and One Piece. People absolutely love these amazing statues, and what I think is interesting about these is I kind of equate them to sort of that grandmother that has a spoon collection. If you just have one spoon, it's not terribly impressive, but when you get all of them together, they look amazing, and they can really be a highlight in anyone's collection. The detail on them is absolutely amazing, and they're usually in some sort of action pose that just brings them to life. Okay, we have these amazing little Pokemon model kits. Right now, you're able to get Pikachu and Mewtwo and Eevee, and they're entry-level kits that shouldn't take you too long to put together, just a couple minutes. And then we have more on the way coming in May. Yeah, we have the Ho and the Lugia. Both of those will be available in May. Gotta catch them all. And then we also have these figure arts, these figure art minis. These are absolutely adorable. We have Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, Moon, and Mars. They actually come in these cute little boxes, and you can find them at retailers now. And a lot of times they'll probably be just chilling on either the top shelf or over by the register. You can see the packaging over here is pretty small and discreet, so keep an eye out for those guys. Or gals, I guess I should say. We're very excited about the Dragon Radar. It's a Proplica item, and it's got a fun little game attached to it, and we've been playing it all throughout the entire convention. I actually have one here in my hand. It has your location there, and then when you press it, it shows the Dragon Balls, and you're actually able to sync up and try and track them down to win the game. You can see there's little rules and instructions right there in the booth. It's pretty simple to play, but best of luck in tracking down all 7 Dragon Balls. I'm really excited about the new Dragon Ball lineup. Everyone's been waiting for Captain Ginyu for quite a while, and you can see the silhouettes of the remaining Ginyu Force in the back. Hopefully that is a pretty good indication of what is to come. July can't come fast enough for some of us. Along with Son Goku Ultra Instinct, that's in April. Oh no, poor Vegeta lost his arm. It came off. How sad. Someone must have tapped the glass like it was a goldfish tank or something. And then we have Jackie Chan over here. That's also scheduled for May. All right, so everyone loves Evangelion, despite Shinji just his inability to take action sometimes. It doesn't take away our love of the anime. And we have these awesome Figuarts minis, same in the same vein as those Sailor Moon figures that you saw earlier. We have Asuka and Shinji and Rei, and they look amazing, and they're expected to hit in the summer of 2020. Very excited. And then to the left of those, we have our Next Edge figures. These guys are pretty cool because they're a lot cheaper in price, a lot more modest versus the metal builds that we have in the back. They are 100% fully articulated. They weigh a ton. They come with a bucket of accessories. In fact, that one on the right for the 02, I actually had to watch a video on how to put all those accessories on the on the docking bay properly. It was a bit much, and tons of fun. That guy was on my desk for the last like 2 weeks, and then I got to bring him to Toy Fair, so I was very excited about that. And then we also have, for all you hobby enthusiasts, we have a hobby kit for the 01. It's due out in April of 2020, and it looks outstanding. It's a lot of fun to put together. Comes with multiple hands and accessories. Even got the umbilical cord and rifle. So one of the cool things about our figures, even whether they're models or actual action figures, they always come with really cool accessories. And again, no paint or glue is required. All right, so Godzilla, the King of Monsters. We have the Burning Godzilla right here, first revealed at the Tamashii Nations event in October in Japan. Looks glorious. We can't wait for that guy to hit shelves in May. Everyone loves Godzilla. And sharing this little display case is our Kamen Rider line, which is really exciting for us. We just launched a new campaign called Team Rider, and the tokusatsu community has been so supportive. We actually had a meetup here in Manhattan. It was awesome. We met up at Midtown Comics, and from there we strolled over to Times Square, had an awesome photo op and meetup, and got to meet all of our fans. And they all came wearing these belts that you see just to the left over here. These are our DX belts, our drivers. They're a lot of fun. They scream at you in Japanese when you insert the keys into these belts. They blink a lot of lights. They're a lot of fun, and all of our fans love them. And up until recently, you had to have them all imported over here in order to get them. And now we're finally bringing them to the West because the demand is there. The fans are amazing, and we are so excited to get them to people. We have pre-orders available on our website right now at blueprintbrands.com, and we cannot thank the tokusatsu community enough. There's two types of belts. There are the DX versions, which are over here that you're looking at right now, and then over here to the left are the CSM belts. These ones are a little bit more high-end, and of course that means a higher price point. You're looking at the Kiva belts and the Tatsalot, and these two things actually communicate with each other. The Tatsalot you wear on your wrist, and the belt, of course, around your waist, and they are able to communicate with each other, and it's so much fun, and we are so glad to bring this to the West. We also have these amazing Star Wars model kits. They look like action figures, but these are actually models that you put together. They do have the articulation. These are the type of models that you maybe put a movie on in the background, probably Star Wars, and put these bad boys together. And by the time you're done with the movie, you will have your model kit / action figure ready to play with. And what's cool about Kylo Ren is he has this in-motion lightsaber effect, which I just think really adds some flavor to this guy. It really spruces the goose, as it were. And these guys are available right now. So what you're looking at now is our Meisho movie realization line, and what's cool about these figures is that they are based off of traditional samurai armor, which is really cool because everything you see on these guys is something that you would actually see on samurai armor. And Admiral Akbar in particular, he's one of the ones that we're excited to bring this year. And if you look closely at his mouth, you'll see that the head is actually a helmet and that there is a soldier in there. It's pretty crazy. And he also has hands that he has his own independent hands, and then the giant gloves are actually gauntlets for him to swipe at his enemies. He was first revealed at New York Comic Con, but he was a pending licensor approval, and now we are very excited to have him be next in the lineup. And then the other figures that came out just around the holidays was the First Order Trooper, Kylo Ren, and Captain Phasma. And then these model kits here, these Star Wars model kits was great. Again, no paint, no glue required. You can see the detail on them. The Y-Wing I was never impressed with until I got a closer look at this model kit. I never quite figured out what was so cool about Y-Wings, but then when I saw this model kit, I was blown away. I'm like, you know what, this ship is actually pretty cool. I was always an X-Wing TIE Fighter kind of guy, but these things just look beautiful. And you can see the Millennium Falcon has some weathering on it. As per the huge, Han and Chewie have taken it through the ringer, as it were. So Storm Collectibles brought us some really fun action figures this year. We have Lobo up here in the front and center. He is actually scheduled to hit in March. This is from the Injustice line. A lot of cool figures coming this way. We also have Doomsday, who of course was the big baddie that finally brought down Superman. It was so sad. I was devastated as a child when Superman died. And when you look at that figure, you can really see that he has the stopping power to pull something like that off. Standing behind him is Bane, who's a super mega tall figure. Doomsday is too, but Bane is like 12 inches tall, and he just towers over any of the other figures in the Storm line. He's actually available now, and then of course we have Darkseid, who is coming in April. We also have some new reveals here. So we have Ares, two versions of Ares. You got one with the super crazy horned armor with skulls and points and could put your eye out in a heartbeat. He looks amazing with that axe and sword. Definitely a monster. Then you also have the Man of Steel himself and Batman, and then a variant version of Ares over here on the left. And you'll notice that they're standing in front of a diorama, which is pretty great. It was created by Daniel Maldonado and Emilio Morales from Legendary Dioramas. They actually donated that and made it specifically for our event here at Toy Fair. So a quick shout out to those guys. And continuing with the Mortal Kombat line, also the same diorama group brought this thing to us with Daniel Maldonado and Emilio Morales. Motaro was our big reveal for Toy Fair. He had been hinted at for a couple weeks now. It was like a shot of his tail. It got people kind of buzzed. They figured it out pretty quickly because our fan base is amazing and super sharp, just like those horns. And everyone's pretty excited to get their hands on this guy. Of course, he is grayed out right now because this is the prototype, but you get the idea of this big bad. Raiden is actually expected to hit shelves in May. And you see the lightning coming from his hands. Of course, he is the Lord of Thunder, and he comes with an exploding head effect. So when you have him going up against one of your other Storm Collectibles, you can just pop off that head and put on the exploding effect, and it looks amazing. You're also looking at the special edition Player 2 version of Raiden, and of course, this is from his Mortal Kombat 2 days. And continuing with Storm, we have some new products from Samurai Showdown, Streets of Rage, which has one of the best game soundtracks ever, of course Golden Axe, and the Warden from Gears of War. Cool thing about Golden Axe is people are really starting to feel the nostalgia vibe. 1UP Arcade has a new Golden Axe arcade machine, and everyone's excited about that. Plus, we got a taste of it with the Sega Genesis Mini. So everyone's really pumped about Golden Axe, and we can't wait to have it next month. So as of right now, these are the only two guys that are revealed. It's a very long process when it comes to licensing and approvals, but if these do well, then I'm pretty positive we'll continue the line. All right, so one of the things that unfortunately we missed out on is the Generation 1 Optimus Prime. He got taken back to Hong Kong earlier, or rather last night, and as well as Rodimus. But they were in this amazing display case, And one thing to know is that Rodimus, he was in his prototype stage. You can see that he's still grayed out, and we don't have a release date quite yet, but Optimus is expected to be released in May of 2020. So that wraps it up for our tour here at Bluefin. Be sure to check out bluefinbrands.com for new information and release dates, as well as following us on social media at Bluefin Brands. And you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.